Welcome to my channel guys, Sidhu here. Today I'm going to talk about Three Body Problem, the TV series. Three Body Problem is a Netflix sci-fi series and this video is basically my review of it and me trying to convince you guys to just watch this. So from this statement itself and from the video title, you would have gathered that I loved this series. I loved it very much and I would go as far as to put it as the second best sci-fi series I ever watched, second only to The Dark, which is also on Netflix. And just FYI, this video is not sponsored by Netflix, they both just happen to be on Netflix. But yeah, that's my concise and short opinion about this series. And now I just like to discuss what I liked in the series, what gave me the goosebumps and all those things. So guys, this video will basically contain two sections, a non-spoilery section and a spoilery section. I'll just first cover the non-spoilery section, which will contain the non-spoilery parts of the series, such as the technicalities and how I generally feel about the things that happen in the series and all. So I will just cover that, and after that I'll just put up a spoiler warning, during which you guys who are not yet watched this series and are convinced by me and would like to watch the series can go watch the series and come back for the spoiler section where I will go deep into the moments I liked, the characters that I liked and all those things. So yeah, starting with the non-spoilery section, the first thing that I have to talk about is the story. The story is obviously good, and for a sci-fi fan and a science nerd like me, it is top notch. It is peak actually. They have done a beautiful job of executing the story and telling a original. It's not original, basically it is adapted from a book series with the same name. So yeah, but the concept is definitely different, and that's why I compared it with Dark, and it's so cool, the concept that they have explored in the series. Even though they do venture out into hypothetical science, I don't know if that's a good term to use, but they do take it to the extreme, but the concepts that were covered in the series are so brilliant. Like, they are so awe-inspiring. I was just engrossed in it. I was just in awe of all the things that were happening on the screen and in the narrative. So it was brilliant, and also the non-linear narrative, the storyline definitely helped the series, made it more interesting and made it seem epic. And all the different narratives, the different timelines, I would not call it timelines, but the different generations or time periods were going parallelly and coincided together. That was brilliant. And yeah, so that's the story part. And also the character writing was brilliant. Like, they nailed the storylines of so many characters. There are basically 8 to 9 main characters, and all of them are so different, so unique in their own way. They have their own life and their own part to play in the story. So different unique parts. Like, it's amazing how perfectly and naturally they fit into the story and the overarching plot. I know that this is a story and it is basically written in that way for them to be fit perfectly and fulfill their destiny in that kind of sense, but it didn't seem forced or anything. Like, all the things that were happening for me seemed completely plausible with the characters, so that was nice to see. Like, they definitely explored many different things with all those 8 to 9 characters, like administration type of thing, or even death and its consequences on one's psychology, one's feeling, a love story, a beautiful love story, and violence, luck and all those things. So that was brilliant, and it was such a blast to follow them through their storyline in the narrative. I did not feel even a second bored following any of those characters. They were all so interesting. Like, I wanted to know more about them. Like, what kind of role do they play in this story and what is going on. So yeah, that was good. And when we are talking about Netflix, the visual effects are definitely top of the charts. Like, they didn't hesitate anywhere, and the money was showing on the screen. Like, the graphics, the visual effects and everything that was on the screen was beautiful, even realistic. Like, it didn't bring me out of the immersion. So that's that. It was brilliant. And coming to the direction, I don't know much about direction. Like, unlike others, I don't have the ability to differentiate between the bad direction and a good direction. Like, some people do go deep into it. Like, they didn't do in this way. Like, the pacing was not good in this way. Like, maybe I am immune to that, or I am just dumber. But it's not a big deal for me. It's not such a big deal for me, so I can't comment on that. But for me, in my opinion, it was brilliant. I definitely enjoyed it. Made me stay interested from starting to ending. So that's that. So the direction was well enough for me. But the main two things that I liked so much was the music and the dialogues. The music, the main theme of the series, was such an amazing score and sounded so epic. Like I was physically not able to skip the intro sequence in every episode. Like I had to sit there and just keep on watching the intro sequence and just keep on listening to the main theme. And the main theme was also playing throughout the show when some main important moments were going on, so that itself elevated those scenes more. So yeah, I can't complain, man. The main theme is amazing. I would definitely compel you guys to please check out the main theme on the YouTube, and maybe that will convince you guys to watch it. But yeah, coming to the dialogues, they were the main reasons, I should say, which hooked me to the series and made me sit through the first 2 episodes of the series. Like we generally know that the first 2 episodes of any sci-fi mystery series are confusing and are just used to set up the plot for to be paid off in the coming episodes, but they can be sometimes result of turning off the series because it's so convoluted in that way. But this series does start in that way because so many things are happening, so many confusing science terms are thrown around, and for non-scientific background people it may feel confusing and uninteresting, but the dialogues there come to the rescue and did become the background of the story, did become the background of the series, where every dialogue was so amazing. Like they felt like quotes, not dialogues. And I don't know if that completely describes what I'm trying to say, but the dialogues were truly brilliantly written, and they also ended the series with a great and memorable dialogue. So yeah, that's right, the ending was also nailed perfectly. I'm so happy with the ending, the way they ended it, and the sequence with which they ended it. It was so apt to the series, and the dialogue with which they ended it. So yeah, the dialogues are so consistently brilliant from the episode 1 to the last episode. They are definitely the main valuable player of the series. Definitely it was brilliant, the ending was brilliant, so I can't ask more. If the ending is good, everything is good. Yeah guys, I don't know what to say more to convince you guys to watch the series. So please guys, please go and check out the series and come back to the video after watching, and please do comment your opinions on the series. Even if it is negative, I would like to know the other side of the coin to, like what are the things which you found irritating or not good, so that my vision will be broadened. So please guys, comment below your opinions on the series if you have watched it in the comment section. If you have not watched it, go watch it and please come back to the video and please comment it. Please interact with me in the comment section. I do reply to all comments. And now I can't wait more guys. I would just like to start talking more in depth about the series and go into the spoiler section. So yeah, so guys, this part of the video is not scripted, unlike the non-spoiler section where I had to tiptoe around all the movements and basically not spoil for the people who are not watched the series. But here I just want to jog around my thoughts on the series and basically speak what comes to my mind. So it won't be in an exact sequence, so I hope you don't mind it guys. And now the first thing that comes to mind that I want to speak is then the ending guys. By the last episode I was skeptical and scared. The point I was skeptical about was how are they going to wrap up all the plot points and everything in the 1 hour itself, like what's going on. And I was scared. I was hoping that it won't end here and there would be more seasons about it, and thankfully there was. I was first time so happy that the story stopped in the middle and there is more to explore. And yeah, so I don't know if you feel the same way and maybe you wanted more episodes or you wanted the series to end completely, but I don't know why I'm like this, but I just wanted it to continue more, and I wanted there to be more seasons. So yeah, the way it ended, I was so happy. Like, thank God there is more. Thank God there will be more story that will be coming in the coming years. I hope so they will renew it. Till now I don't think so they have renewed it for second season, but I hope so the Netflix won't put it into bucket similar to 1899. But yeah, it was great. The dialogue with which I do think so you will remember the way they ended it. Like the whole second part of the series, the last 3 episodes of the series was people thinking if they are really compared to bugs, they are really like bugs compared to the aliens. But the way they ended it with the detective, I can't seem to remember his name. I'm bad with names. If you don't know, if you're not familiar with my channel, I'm truly bad with names. It doesn't mean that I didn't pay attention or don't like the series or it was not interesting or the characters were not interesting. It's not like that. Even if the characters are very interesting, I just can't seem to remember those names. But yeah, even the detective, the way the detective tried to cheer up those two, Jean and Saul, by showing them the huge amount of population of pests and bugs that still live around the world even after so many attempts of squashing them, trying to kill them through pesticides or all those things, but they still live around. And humans are like that too. Like no such kind of alien species or any other things can try to end us. We are persistent like that, we are stubborn like that. So like that was, even though it sounded like a human propaganda, similar to what happens in Helldivers and all those things, it's so fair. It felt so inspirational. After the sequence, when the title started dropping, I just started clapping involuntarily. Like I was not planning on doing it, but the emotions were so swelled up after the end, after hearing the dialogue and after the camera backed up into darkness. So great. Yeah, so that was one of the most memorable moments. And of course I had to talk about episode number 5, the way it ended and the things that happened in that episode. The use of nanofiber, the whole sequence was so horrific and so unique. Like I never seen that kind of sequence. They showed it so creatively, the way the paper drawings were being cut out with the nanofiber string. I think so that was a small string that they built up. So yeah, that was so clever of a scene, so clever of a direction. I don't know if you call that direction or anything. I don't know the particular cinematic terms, the movie terms, the critic terms that has to be used. But yeah, that was great. That was horrific. And the way all the 3 characters there, Varma and even the boss guy, man, come on, recall his name, Wade. Yeah, the way the Varma, the Indian guy, and Wade and even Augie responded to that scene. Like these two, Verma and Wade, are so nonchalant about it. Like they have seen wars, they are soldiers, and they have seen these kind of things. Someone has to fight. But whereas for Augie, she was seeing her own creation, similar to Oppenheimer being used for, not similar to Oppenheimer, whereas say Oppenheimer knew that he was building a bomb, but in the case of Augie, she was trying to create a new type of fiber, nanofiber, and she thought it would be used for good, and now she was seeing it being used to cut the people in half. Even children, the way they showed a piece of leg, a child's leg fallen off there on the ground, I can see how she was broken. She was traumatized by that situation, seeing her creation being used that way. So yeah, she was, in my opinion, the most annoying part of the character, the most annoying character among all the other characters, because she was whining a little bit more than what was needed for me at least. But I do understand her, where she was coming from. But yeah, that was that. Her character was good. And coming to Saul's character, he was interesting. He was definitely interesting. Like, I was waiting for his character to get entangled in the larger narrative, because until the final season, the first 7 seasons basically, he was just a good friend to all the other characters, and he was there for them. He was there for their support, and he was basically doing his playboy things, sleeping with a lot of girls, and yeah, so that was his character. But in the final episode, I finally saw how his character was what was his role was in the whole grand narrative, how he fit into all of these things. So it was funny the way he became wall phaser and everyone started respecting him. He got unlimited power just suddenly like that. And the sequence with the autonomous characters getting into accident and killing his one night stand, that girl, that was horrific. I don't know why I'm smiling about that, but it was truly horrific. I was for a second shocked in that way. The way they dealt with death in this series was unique. Like, they didn't dwell about deaths of the characters a lot. Like, there are so many deaths all around the series, but they didn't dwell into it. Whereas I understand, like, the consequences of what was happening all around the world was so great that they don't have time to dwell into the death, and it felt realistic to me. Like, even though he just saw the girl he slept with being killed in front of his eyes just a moment ago, he has to now become a wall phaser and now become part of this huge narrative within 48 hours and get shot with his sniper rifle in those 48 hours and be alive after that. So that was wild, and I can see that how a person can be so awestruck by all those things. And even the other characters too, Jin character, it was brilliant. Her relationship with Verma, how it was played out, and even though I do feel sympathy for Verma, he didn't do anything much wrong in terms of his relationship with Jin. It was just doom. Like, she definitely loved Will, and there was a love triangle in that sense. But yeah, Jin's character was interesting. The way she was first just interested in game, then she got trauma after seeing Jack die in that way, and now get into this super secret top government operation and become basically the head of it, and find out and come up with the concept of sending an object at 1% of light speed. So all those concepts with which she came about, even the concept of three body problem, the way she introduced or explained the three body problem during the game sequence was so interesting and brilliant. Like, yeah, as I said, the concepts that were explored in this series were so great, were so interesting for a science nerd like me. I do know that all of these were not scientific, or they were just working on a lot of hypotheses, but it was well enough for me, man. It was brilliant. And coming to Will, his own storyline was very different to all these other guys. Like, he was dealing with his own death, his own pancreatic cancer, and that was a different unique space to see. Like, throughout the episode we will be following Jin or Augie or Wade and fighting these aliens, and trying to fight against these aliens invasion and everything. And suddenly we'll switch back to Will contemplating about his death, contemplating about his relationship with Jin and all those things. That was a nice turn of events. Like, it was refreshing. It was like, if he was not part of the story, we would become continuously bombarded with scientific concepts again and again and again, and it may become exhaustive, whereas he was a little bit outlet into philosophical thinking of all those things. So that was a nice touch up. And Wade, man, he was definitely the top favorite character in this series for me. Like, the way his actor played the character, the way he was commanding, he was so charismatic and he was so powerful. In the sense, like, literally he was powerful. Like, he could command anything to be done, and the way his body language, he carried himself in front of other characters, he commanded the respect that has to be given to him, even from the people who were watching him, the people like me who were watching the series. He felt some kind of respect towards him, like, okay, he's the boss, he's the character that I have to listen to whenever he speaks. So yeah, that was interesting. And the way other characters react to him, it's like they are saying some kind of mythical creature walking. That was great. So yeah, that instantly made him fan favorite character for me. So yeah, talking about this character, the characters were brilliant. Even the police detective, even the flashback characters, the Mike Evans and Vinjay, I hope so I'm properly pronouncing her name. It's a Chinese name, so I'm not accustomed to pronouncing them. But yeah, they were brilliant. Those two, I don't know if I should call it love story, but their two bonding, how they two met, and her backstory, the Chinese Mao government time period, and how the atmosphere of that time they depicted it brilliantly. I don't know if it is accurate. I am not commenting about its accuracy, but the way I felt, like I was trying, it actually made me feel that I was living in that time period, and I actually felt scared. I actually felt anger towards those characters, towards those students who were beating their professors or killing the people who are trying to know more truth about it. So yeah, they brought those kind of emotions for me. So the flashbacks were amazing, and the VFX, as I said, the final 3 episodes heavily dependent on the spaceship, the staircase project and everything, and the VFX around it, all those were brilliant, and the VFX for the video games, those were brilliant. Different types of levels that they designed, all those things were so interesting. I do realize that my vocabulary to describe things can be brought down to only 3 words: amazing, brilliant, and wonderful. But that's me. I'm trying to expand my vocabulary, and that's why I started this channel. But yeah, for now we have to adjust with this. But that was brilliant. That was great. The way they explained the different phenomena that were happening throughout, and the confusions that they created in the first 3 episodes. It's nice that even though the story stopped at a middle point, they did answer major questions that they put forward in the first 3 episodes, major things that were happening. And I want to talk about the concept of the series. It's so unique. The concept of the series was so unique. The way they explored this side of alien invasion, this concept of alien invasion, it was new to me. Like we have seen many other alien invasion movies and how they go about, and I do recommend District 9 if you guys watch it. That was a brilliant different take on alien invasion or that kind of thing. It is one of my favorite alien invasion movies, but this definitely knocked it out of the park. Like the way they explored a different type of alien invasion, where the aliens will still take 400 years to come, but they can still communicate with us and still fear in us and start their preparation for their invasion 4 years before they come here, and we have to fight them from now on. And the people start questioning, do we need to start preparing just now? We have time, we have 400 years to prepare, and all those things, which are valid points and they are relevant things. The dialogue between, do we need to put this kind of amount of money or resources into NASA right now, or should we use those kind of resources to solve poverty or provide food to the people who don't have? Like these kind of discussions keep happening right now in the world itself, in our real world. So yeah, like they commented on it, like, should we be spending all our resources on preparing for a war that will happen in the future, 400 years into the future from now itself, or we should be just try to help people right now? And they try to explore that scenario too, and basically Augie leaves and sides with helping people right now, whereas scientist and Wade sides with trying to prepare for the war now so that our descendants will live. So that's nice, that's cool to see, that's brilliant to see, for them to explore these kind of things. I hope so season 2 will come. I hope so they will explore more things. I do know that the whole series is a 3-part book series, and I don't know for sure. I'm just guessing that they have covered just book 1 for the season 1. Yeah, so if you guys are interested, you can just read the book. If you can't stop yourself from waiting for season 2, I can understand, because we still don't know if season 2 will come or not. But I'm just satisfied, guys. I'm completely satisfied with season 1 itself. The amount of entertainment it provided to me, the amount of excitement it provided while I was watching, the amazement, all of them, brilliant. The concept was brilliant. I don't know if I'm missing any other things from discussing. So guys, so if you have anything, if you have your favorite moments that I forgot to discuss here, please comment below in the comment section. I will definitely reply to you guys and try to engage with you guys about those moments. I'm definitely missing a lot discussion about 8 hours of the series, but I just wanted to speak about it with someone, because no one in my friends group have watched it. I have recommended it to them, but before this excitement wears off, I just wanted to put my opinion on the internet. So guys, please interact with me in the comment section. Please put forward your own moments, your favorite moments, or the moments you didn't like, or the things you were frustrated about the series which you hope will be covered in the season 2, or those kind of things. Please guys, please comment below, but please don't put spoilers for the coming story or anything. I don't like spoilers. So yeah, please guys, please do that. And I'm just thankful that this series existed. It's brilliant. All the cast, all the actors have given their A game. They did brilliant, and yeah, superb. The way they introduced the game, like I was so confused. Like there were 3 plot lines happening. First of all, the flashback and the video game point, and basically the scientists dying plot. All these 3, the way they merged was brilliant, was great. Like I was so confused, where were they going with the video game? So I do, like, we do understand from the episode 1 itself that this story is about alien invasion, or we can guess it. It's not a big revelation in the series, but I couldn't seem to pinpoint where the video game played in all of this. Like, why are they playing video game and how are they going to connect it into the story? But they did a great job with it. And the concept of sophons and the proton sentient computer, that's great. All of these things, there are so many things to talk about, but the video is going longer and longer, and I have to edit it, and so I'm scared for the video to be longer than this, so I have to stop it somewhere. But I'm open to discuss about the series in the comment section. So please guys, please comment below, and if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, and push the notification bell, guys. And please share this video to your friends and family if you want to convince them to watch this series and everything. Or if you guys like my review, just please share it, please like it, interact with the video, so that the YouTube algorithm will know that you guys like these kind of videos, and it will push these videos to other people too, and it will help me tremendously. So please guys, please do that. And with that, if you stuck around till this part of this video, thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much. Thank you for staying throughout this 30 minutes of video, I think so it will amount to. But yeah, thank you so much guys for watching, and I'll meet you guys in the next video.